Well, let's ask Senator Marsha Blackburn, member of the Senate Armed Services and Judiciary Committee. Senator Blackburn, welcome back, ma'am. As always, I don't know, I kind of think you did, but you're closer to it than I am, and you're more important than I am. What do you think? Is it killed?
I think he certainly has slowed it down. Here's the problem, Larry, is that you've got the left flank over in the House, and they're demanding that 3.5 be the floor, and they want 10 trillion for the ceiling. And then you've got Manchin saying that 3.5 is too high, and of course he had tried to make a deal with Schumer for 1.5 during the summer. Schumer wasn't having it, so here they are, they're at a standstill. So there's going to be the continuing resolution. It's passed the Senate and the House. Government will not shut down, but the biggie is, can they come to some type of agreement? And I'm not sure if they can. They sure want to get these program expansions on the books. They want to get Green New Deal program started. They want to get $5 billion for tree equity. So there you go. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, as I said earlier, I want to build some trees on 93rd and Madison for tree equity.
Yeah.
But Senator Blackburn, you know what's impressive to me, and this is where I think the far left can't meet it. I mean, Manchin talks about means testing. He talks about limiting eligibility. He talks about putting caps on spending. And, Senator, he also talks about workfare. Where's the workfare for all these programs? You probably would agree with those tenets, but I don't think the new Democratic Party agrees with it.
They don't. The party has really gone so far left. And you have people like Bernie and Elizabeth that are on that far left flank. You have the vice president that is right over there with them. She was the most liberal member of the U.S. Senate. And then you have all of that crew on the left there in the House. But when I talk to Tennesseans, when I am home, they think this is just crazy talk because they're going, wait a minute, how much debt do we have? They've put us up to about $30 trillion in debt. You mean it's going to be north of $40 trillion by the time we get to 2030? And people are just saying, no, we're not going to do this. They look at the fact that nearly everything Joe Biden has done since he took office has been a mistake. And you look at the southern border, you look at Afghanistan, you look at the price at the pump in the grocery store, inflation, how that seems to be out of control. You look at the Keystone Pipeline, those decisions. You look at this mess over at Long Beach, and the longshoremen won't go unload all the cargo ships. And I had somebody today, had some Tennesseans in, and somebody said, you know, it looks like we're going to hell in a handbasket real fast. Well, and I think that's where a lot of people in this country are. Joe Manchin knows that. And he knows if he starts talking about $3.5 trillion, people in West Virginia are going to say something's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he really is your basic old-time blue dog Democrat.
Yeah.
The kind that helped Ronald Reagan many, many years ago, my former boss, to get his program through. But they're an extinct, endangered species. Senator Blackburn, if the reconciliation package came to the floor of the Senate tonight, it would lose 52-48. It would lose more than you think other Democrats would back Manchin too?
Let me tell you, I think it may lose by 54-46.
Wow.
I think there are others that have problems with this because they're thinking about next year and the ballot, and they're thinking about how provisions in that $3.5 trillion, all that money for the IRS to snoop on your account, the step up in basis, how that's going to hurt farmers and ranchers and people that own small business manufacturing plants or Main Street businesses. And they're hearing a lot about these tax increases from people that organize as an LLC, and they use their income tax as a pass-through entity. And you know what? They are just saying, hey, wait a minute, we're not going to do this.
So let me switch gears just a bit.
Sure.
There are warnings in the papers coming from Panama and elsewhere that another 60,000 migrants are coming to cross our border. And I'm still puzzled, Senator. I don't know where the 50,000 Afghan refugees went. I still don't understand that.
Yep.
That one went right by me. But one thing I think I know, and I ask you, is there anything coming from the Biden administration to end this craziness, to stop this catastrophe at the border?
Well, you know, Larry, you're in pretty bad shape when Panama is calling out Secretary Mayorkas and the President of the United States and saying, get your act together and stop this. All these people are coming through our country to get to you. And I think President Obama gave him a little bit of a warning this week when he said, you can't continue this at the southern border and be a sovereign nation. And of course, the press didn't want to talk about that. But what we know is this, that the border needs to be secured. You've got to put more resources on that border, and you've got to build the wall. And we also know that our communities, our states are saying, do not send migrants to us. We've already had 1.5 million so far this year. Don't send them. You're transferring that cost to our local county, to our school system, to our health department, to our social services agencies, and stop it. And they're beginning to push back. And it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican mayor in these counties and cities. What they're looking at is that cost is being transferred to their taxpayer. So I think they're going to get some resistance. They should do what Donald Trump did. End, catch, and release.
Yep.
Put back, remain in Mexico, and build the wall. Yep.
Build the wall. Senator Marsha Blackburn, can't thank you enough, man. Appreciate it. Hope to come back soon.
Good to be with you.
All right. Next up.